violence. Modern tragic. Domestic violence. And 603 million women live where domestic violence is not considered a crime. A recent government survey found that 47% of all women report being the victims of either physical, emotional, sexual, or economic violence. But 84% of those who are victims of domestic violence remain silent. Patricia Espinoza. It's not only sad, but it is true. Every day in some part of our nation, a woman is suffering from domestic violence. The majority fail to tell someone because they feel or they believe it's their fault. The partner becomes too powerful or the victim makes excuses for the other partner. These are all reasons for the lack of domestic violence being reported. The victims of domestic violence have the tendency to blame themselves rather than realize it's not their fault for their partner's behavior. The perpetrator may continually say that it's the victim's fault and they made them the way they are. This not only justifies the partner's actions, but it makes the victim think they're responsible for changing the perpetrator's actions. The victims may not know that they're enabling the attackers to continue this horrid behavior. They may feel like they're locked in a relationship and have no way out. The victim may get a local friend or neighbor to help them, but the batterer finds out the victim may be abused more and harshly the next time. They are soon brainwashed into thinking that they did something because caused the attacker to beat them and treat them the way they do. The perpetrator persuades the victim that their friends are a bad influence and that they are not allowed to see them anymore. It then leaves the victim dependent on the perpetrator because they have no one else. Self-doubt occurs and the victim loses faith, their self-worth diminishes, and they're emotionally fragile and easily manipulated. The perpetrator believes it is their right to control every part of the victim's life. In many cases, the victim has little say in how their life is ran. When they leave the house, the partner must know where they are going, with whom, and when will they return. And on the other side, the attacker may do as they please. There is no stable amount of power or equality in the victim's house. The victim is easily manipulated by the perpetrator and made to feel meaningless. They can't have their own opinion. It's like they're trapped in a room with no windows, alone. At one moment, the perpetrator assures them he will not hurt her again, and the next moment, he's abusing her. And this is a constant cycle unless it is stopped. The more that we choose not to talk about domestic violence, the more we shy away from the issue, the more we lose. Russell Wilson. One of the main key factors as to why the battered victims stay with their partner and endure their pain is due to the fact that they love them and believe that the abuser loves them as well, hoping they will change. Sadly, this is not the case. The victim makes up things to cover up the abuse, like I just fell or I accidentally cut myself in the shower. The victim rationalizes the beatings, feeling that they have deserved the punishment. The victim may say that they were too drunk to know that they were beating me. That is completely absurd, and I don't think if they were as drunk as they shouldn't have the right to hit you. There is never an excuse for you to ever be hit. If you're known or experiencing any sort of domestic violence, you should report it. Women, do not be afraid to speak up. Never be afraid to raise your voice for honesty and truth and compassion against injustice and lying and greed. If people all over the world would do this, it would change the earth. William Faulkner.